gross profit ratio is stable, that means the core of the business is good, is unaffected. And the core is the M&S buys products from suppliers, sells us to the customers. If this ratio is changing, and this will be changing, for example, for businesses which are still growing, still developing. For example, Tesla, their GP margin is increasing because they are increasing their production and sales. When they increase their production, they're getting economies of scale, which means they're buying their raw material cheaper, which increases the gap between the sales and the cost of the sales value. Then their supply chain is getting more efficient, which helps to reduce the cost of the raw material. And their manufacturing processes are also getting better. So we have known that the ramp-ups in their different factories, which is helping them to reduce the cost of production. So if a company is taken off, like Tesla, the GP margin would be increasing. But then a stage comes when GP margin starts becoming stable. For example, and Apple was in the taken off position 5 years ago, but if you notice the last 2-3 years, their margins are becoming more stable now. So this tells us about the company's life cycle as well. So when a GP ratio becomes stable, then that's the point where the company has saturated its market share. They are still a good company, but maybe they can't exploit the growth as much anymore. And the Coke was there like 100 of years ago. Coke stayed there for 100 of years, very stable GP. And like in the last 10 years, the GP has started declining because people are changing. Coke is not as good anymore as it used to be. And same thing will happen to Apple eventually when we may not be using phone anymore. Don't get sad, yeah? We will have better alternatives maybe. Maybe Neuralink from Elon Musk would help us to communicate without any phones. And then comes the declining phase. If the GP is declining, if the margins are declining, then the company maybe is in decline mode. Examples are the German car manufacturers are Ford, Toyota or Audi. Their margins are declining now.